This is Freckles 2720 interviewing a coworker about her experience with the relaxers. She's also contemplating going
natural.
Back to
Natural.
You've been natural before?
3 times.
And what has your experience been like?
For me, great. Learn to manage the hair, learn to wear different styles. Unfortunately, in the workforce, it wasn't perceived it wasn't perceived in a comfortable light.
What years was this?
Okay, first time I went natural was 1998 for 2 years. Second time I went natural, it was 2003 for a year. And I'm about to try it again for the 3rd time sometime this year.
In 1990, what did you say the first time?
1998.
How were you wearing your hair in natural?
I was wearing it as a short natural fro.
How long was it?
About 2-3 inches.
And in 2000?
2003.
How were you wearing it?
I had cut it low, put a texturizer in it. That's before I realized that a texturizer was a relaxer.
So did I. I did the same thing.
I thought a texturizer was something that enhanced your
right, but we're putting on
hair.
a relaxer and combing it through, thinking,
it was a relaxer.
Correct.
So I wore it like that for about 6 months until I realized what it was. Then I stopped putting it in my hair, and the hair started to grow. Then I started to do the 2-strand twist.
Right.
I had the cowrie shell.
Yeah.
I was looking good, but it wasn't perceived too well at work.
Okay.
I kept getting comments, oh, your hair is different. But what do you call that? Well, what is that hanging in your hair? And I was like, okay, this is too much.
Okay.
So I went back to the perm, the relaxer.
Okay.
But this time around, I'm tired. I have a 13-year-old who is now discovering what braids look like. She has natural hair. It is the softest, curliest hair. I can do a 2-strand twist. It's beautiful. So right now she's doing braids, and I said, well, let me stop going to the hairdresser and give her the money so she can get her hair done. And I am telling her constantly, your hair is beautiful. You can do so many things with it. Please, please, please do not put chemicals in it.
How many of her friends wear their hair natural?
Most of her friends have braids, extensions, weaves.
Okay.
Very few have natural hair like hers.
What does she think about the weaves?
She doesn't like them. She says it looks funny because it looks nappy. It's like they don't comb it. The braids, which is what she has now, she likes because it gives her the option to pull it up, wear it down, what have you. When I do it naturally, she says she's teased and said she's called Whoopi Goldberg or Medusa. But I think that's more of a jealousy than anything else because she can wear it straight if I blow it, flat iron it, or, you know, in its natural state, or braid. So she has more options.
How do you continuously keep her empowered when people are calling her Medusa?
I tell her, look at your hair. I said, and look at you. I said, you're beautiful. I said, you have hair that most women would die for. I said, it's soft, it's curly, it's, you know, you can do a lot with it. I said, just remember, as India.Arie said, you are not your hair. I said, and it's beautiful. I said, be comfortable in your skin, and remember, what you have for a reason. I said, and please, please do not put a perm in it. Please don't put any chemicals in it.
Now, what does she say about you now, who's rocking a perm?
Yes.
Does she understand why you did it?
Yes, and I explained to her, I said, look at mommy's hair. I said, look at what happens 6 weeks, 5 weeks after I get a touch-up. I said, go in the bathroom and look on the floor. I said, that's my hair that's on the floor. I said, I try to keep it conditioned and moisturized. I said, but the chemicals just make the hair shed. I said, and you don't want to sit in a hairdresser for 3 hours on a Saturday.
And that's light on the 3 hours.
Yes, 3, and I can barely wait to get up out of there. But I explained to her, I said, you know, growing up when I did, we were told our hair was bad. And my first experience with any kind of chemical was Vigorol 8,
Ooh, good
which was something that came in a clear glass bottle. The solution was yellowish, and it smelled like rotten eggs. And my aunties would put it in my hair, let it break down, wash it out, and then take us to the stove where they had the old-fashioned straightening comb that you stuck directly in the line of fire, and then took it from the stove and
straightened it, yeah.
And straightened it. We thought we were gorgeous. Afterwards, girl, we looked good. But that's what we heard, and that's what we saw. And growing up, if you hear it enough and see it enough, you start to believe it.
Here's a question for you. How many of your friends or relatives are natural?
Well, the majority of the women in my family are going natural.
Why?
My older aunts, because they're tired of the hair falling out, going to the hairdresser, paying buku bucks to get a touch-up, to get a cut. They're just tired of the process of relaxing their hair. They're just tired.
And how are you planning on going natural this time around?
This time around, each time I go for a touch-up, and I just went for one this weekend, I have them cut it. Trim the ends, and then if there's nothing to trim, I say, okay, now just cut an inch or so all the way around, so that by the time I get to the summer, whether it's late May, early June, I'll decide whether if I'm just going to get it cut straight, and whatever new growth I have, that's where I'll start, or if I'll start from a shortcut and then let it grow out, the natural hair, let it grow out, and just keep trimming it.
Okay.
As the natural hair grows out. This time I'm not, before I went drastic, I just chop, chop, chop.
Okay.
And walked away with about that much hair. But I've done it all. I've had, with the exception of weave, I've never done a weave, but I've done everything else.
How come you've not done a weave?
Because I like to scratch my scalp. I like to be able to put my fingers up here and hear that crush, 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 crush. And plus, I've seen some bad weaves.
Yeah.
And I know what I've thought and said. And I wouldn't want other people to say that about me. I'm sorry. I mean, anyone can look and pretty much see that it's a weave. And plus, I've never been one for long hair. I mean, I just never have been.
Okay.
It's not me. I'd rather rock a short, somewhere in between.
Right.
But
Now, question. You're married.
yes.
What does your husband think about you going back natural?
When he first met me, I had, quote unquote, remember the Jerry curl?
Oh, God, Jesus.
I had a Jerry curl when he met me. We met on a Friday. I was rocking the Jerry curl. 2 weeks later, when he met me, he came back for a date. I was rocking the Toni Braxton look.
Okay.
I had cut all of my hair off.
Okay.
So in the 15 years we've been married,
He's seen the whole...
19 years we've been together, he's seen it all. I've been a bleach blonde, platinum blonde, auburn, short, in between, Jerry curl, natural.
You said you did dreads for a while.
Yes. That wasn't perceived very well.
We're going to have to talk about that in another video.
That wasn't perceived very well.
Okay.
But he said it's exciting in one way because he never knows what I'm going to do next. And then it's a little unnerving because I go drastic when I do. So.
Okay.
But it is what it is.
So you're going natural?
Yes, I'm tired of the perms. And plus I'm getting gray. And the hairdressers are looking to throw color in it. And I barely have enough patience to sit there for the relaxer. I do not want to do color. So if the gray's coming in, all right, this is something different. Now let me try natural with the little gray coming into it. And I have family members who have salt and pepper natural, and it is beautiful. And I was like, okay, I want that.
Well, I wanted to thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I celebrate you going natural. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right.